Hi everyone, and welcome back to day 30 of Christmas in September at Stamp with Anna. Today is the final day of this Christmas card series, and I hope that you have enjoyed crafting along with me. Today we are going to be making the last card, obviously, using the Lovely as a Tree set, and we're going to use this bottom one right here. I made this card in Night of Navy and Silver because I thought that the color combo was just perfect for Christmas. And I did make this one last year as well. But what I'm going to make with you today is the same design, except I'm going to use real red, and instead of the silver metallic foil, I'm going to use the gold, because I do think it gives it a very, very different look. So what we need is real red cardstock. This is 5.5 by 4.5 scored at, 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4, and another piece that is 2.5 by 5.5, and then 2 strips of gold foil. This is probably 1/2 inch by, it's going to be 5.5 inches. I'm just going to trim that little piece off of it. And like I've been saying throughout the series, when I have to mat something like this, I'm not going to use a full sheet of foil. Number one, it's expensive, and number two, it's wasted just sitting behind this. So what I do is I cut little strips, and that's how I mount that. And I also used on this one the 1/8 inch silver ribbon. And so for the one that we're making now, I'm going to use the 1/8 inch gold ribbon. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is, we do need an embossing buddy for this, because you're doing a large section of embossing. So you should use your embossing buddy all the time, but for something like this, you really do want to use it, because you want to make sure that you don't get static all over your card. So I'm going to ink up the greeting, which comes from a retired set. It's called Watercolor Winter 2, and it's this season's greetings there. I kept meaning to get the set that's in this year's holiday catalog that has all the Christmas greetings, but every time I submitted my order, I realized once again I had forgotten that that stamp set, so I'm without. So on the front of the card, on the bottom right corner, I'm going to stamp this, and you do want to do this part first, because if you do everything else and then go in to stamp your greeting, you might find that you didn't leave yourself enough room. So that's why I'm doing this part first. So I'm going to put that right here. I really should have used a Pierce mat. Okay. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper to catch my embossing powder, and again, for this one I'm going to use the gold embossing powder. I'm going to sprinkle that. Tap that. And just brush away any stray embossing powder. I'm going to put this back in my jar. Otherwise, it will end up all over my desk. I'm going to bring in my heat tool and heat up that sentiment. And the gold really is pretty up against the red. It'd be pretty too against garden green, and the silver would be very pretty against Marina Mist, or Soft Sky. I wanted to go with a dark color though. Okay, so now I'm going to put that aside. Going to bring in my strip of real red, and again with my emboss buddy I'm going to make sure I remove any static. And now I'm going to ink up these beautiful trees. And as I said in my video yesterday and the day before, Lovely as a Tree is the oldest stamp set that Stampin' Up carries. It has outlived so all of the other stamp sets. Oh God, I know it's more than 10 years old, and it's just one of those that does not get retired, and you can just use it in so many different ways. So I foresee it sticking around for a while. And now I'm going to bring in my gold embossing powder. I'm going to sprinkle that on my trees. Okay, it looks good. Isn't that just such a rich, elegant look? I think I've got everything nice and embossed. Now I'm going to bring in my two gold strips. I'm going to put a little bit of fast fuse along the bottom and the top of this strip, and then I'm going to line this up. There's just a tiny bit of a border here, probably 1/8 of an inch or so. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, and then I'm just going to snip these two pieces off. And now all we have to do is put the card together. So I'm going to bring in my gold ribbon, and on this one I just did a little fake bow. And this one here I think I'm going to do a real bow. I'm going to try anyway. This ribbon is beautiful. I absolutely love it, but it's a little slippery to work with because it's so thin. I'm going to give it a try, and if it doesn't work I'm just going to go and do the fake bow like I did with the silver one. I'm going to play with that a little bit. Okay, my bow excuse me, is all tied. So what I'm going to do now is just add some adhesive along the back so I can attach this to the front of my card. Notice that little spot right there. Bring in my card base and center that up where I think it looks good. And there we go. I'm going to just trim my tails on my bow. Move this the long way. Get this one to go this way. And there we go. two elegant Christmas cards. One in Night of Navy and Silver, and one in Real Red and Gold. They both look so elegant, and they were super, super easy to make. You saw how quickly they came together. Well, that is the end of my Christmas in September series, and I do hope that you've enjoyed these cards. I am hoping to make a video of a recap, just showing you all of the different cards that I made. If you have any questions at all about this project or any of the project in this series, please contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And if you don't have a Christmas catalog yet or holiday catalog, certainly let me know and I'll be glad to drop one in the mail to you. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would also be happy to help you with that. So happy crafting, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.